Zane Clodfelter with Otters TV, here with the voice of the Traverse City Beach Bums, Tom Willms. Welcome back to Bosse Field. What are your favorite things about coming to Evansville?
Well, one of the things I really like about this ballpark especially is, got tons of history here. The League of Their Own aspect of it all. Big fan of that movie. My mom's a big fan of that movie. So every time I come here, I make sure I take a picture of all the stuff as far as the Racine Bells signage. You guys do such a good job as far as, the marketing of that. So it makes perfect sense for you guys to take advantage of that, take advantage of this fabulous ballpark.
Well, thanks. No, appreciate that. The compliments. We do our best. The marketing side does. Now, you have one of the challenges. I always think it's a challenge because Traverse City, when you look at the blueprint of the Frontier League, a lot of teams are based in Illinois. We're here in southern Indiana. You have a couple teams out to the east, but you guys are way up north. So that means a lot of long bus trips.
A lot of long bus trips. Our shortest trip is maybe 4.5 hours for the Chicago teams. And my previous gig, I was so spoiled being on the East Coast. Our longest trip was 3 hours. So now, with our shortest trip being 4.5 hours, took us about 9 to get down here. So I think that's our longest, if not maybe 10 when we head out to Southern Illinois. So a lot of bus time, but a lot of time for the guys to get to know each other. So for the team itself, trying to bond, it doesn't take all that long because we're on a bus so long together.
Now, so when you're riding on a bus in your role, how do you pass that time?
Sleep.
Okay.
A little bit of prep.
You can sleep on a bus?
Yeah, I'm kind of well trained to do so because of I marched in Drum and Bugle Corps, and that was all busing. So I've been doing this kind of busing thing for 30 years now. So it's all good. Busing. You watch movies, you watch your phone, you talk to your family back at home, and get some sleep in if you can.
So a lot of us have things that we do outside of the ballpark, outside of the Frontier League when the season's in action. What do you do in the off season?
Well, I live in southern New Jersey normally, and I happen to be a broadcaster for a number of teams in the Philadelphia area. The Philadelphia Little Flyers, the Newman University hockey teams at D3 level, and this past season I started doing some Westchester University football and basketball at the NCAA Division II level. And anyone else who wants to pay me to show up and talk about their teams, I'll be glad to do it.
That's how I am when it's the off season. I actually have a full-time job outside of the Otters, which some people don't realize here, which I think that's kind of funny. But then I do public address work for the University of Evansville women's basketball team, and then the University of Southern Indiana, my alma mater, the men's basketball team. So it's nice to stay in shape, right?
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. You pay a couple of bills here and there, and people say, how do you keep your voice going? Like, well, it hasn't stopped in my case 5 years now. So I'll have a lull here and there where I have a bad week or the voice isn't doing what I want it to do. But otherwise, it's like any other muscle. You work it out and you train it. And thankfully, work's been pretty good lately. So. The voice is still there.
So I'm going to knock on this wood.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for that.
Because the last couple of years, I have had laryngitis really bad, and it's always weird because the last couple of years, 16 and 17, I get it towards the end of college baseball season when I'm doing USI stuff, lose my voice, and then the Otters are starting, and I'm still not completely better. Again, I'm going to knock on this chair right here. I haven't had that yet this year, so I'm still riding pretty high.
Well, maybe again the muscles working a little bit better this year. That's the thing with this craft, broadcasting, PA announcing, and stuff like that. You learn different tricks, what to drink, what to eat, and you try to be a little bit more healthy. Not always easy to do on the road, but you drink your tea, you stay hydrated, and you hope, you knock on wood, and hope it all works out as far as the voice is concerned.
So tea is your secret weapon, then?
Earl Grey tea.
Okay, really?
Earl Grey tea, and I also have a slippery elm root lozenges. It introduced me a bunch of years ago when I was doing the ACHA national tournament. So he said, "Hey, try this." I had a bad throat that weekend. It was a national championship, so I was like, "Oh man, I gotta get right here." Took one of them, boom, I was fine. I swear by him now.
I was fortunate enough. A couple of years ago, this ballpark celebrated 100 years, and so one of our local television stations did a feature a night on the ballpark, and they ran out of story ideas by like August, so they did a story on me. And one of the part of the report that they did is they mentioned my routine, and the reporter said fueled by a steady stream of cough drops and diet soda. So that's mine. The cherry,
whatever works for you,
right? And then the diet Pepsi. I probably drink. All the people in the press box are going to test probably 4 or 5 a game.
That's impressive because they say that the carbonation isn't good for you, but if it works for you.
No, see, but here's the glorious thing, and why we're a little bit different. when you're on the radio, you're talking and talking and talking. Luckily, as a public address announcer, I introduce the batter, and then if I have to burp from the carbonation, I just turn that microphone off and I can do my business, right?
That's exactly right. That's the magic of the cough button. It's not called the burp button, but it does the same thing.
No, it serves a purpose. Well, hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here in Evansville. I know we only get to see you one time.
Absolutely.
Being in different divisions, but it's great to have you back here.
Glad to be here.
Alrighty. It's Tom Willms, voice of the Traverse City Beach Bums. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.